November, the month to remember. I see smoke and fire. This feels post-election several days, and it may last for several days. Financial markets feel like there is a scramble, a reaction, fear, but why?
I bilocated and I saw blood gushing out of somebody's mouth. Somebody I should probably recognize, but I just was looking at all the blood. I think it might be an assassination.
Like capital bankrupt, bailout, money run. And I get the sense that the Federal Reserve is involved. Degradation in promissory notes. So
people shaking hands, making a handshake, and it felt very corporate because they were all in business suits. So it was men in business suits doing some kind of deal, sat around a large table. I had about 20 of them, so there were lots of men, and almost felt presidential. And it feels like a deal or a negotiation.
This week's target: physical silver. Here is our tasking. The viewer is to look at silver. Remote viewer is to move to the optimum position, time, and location to describe and sketch the performance only. How will silver be used? What will the monetary value of silver be? Look at valuation in the most popular currencies, cryptos, and or commodities. And what will silver outperform gold over the next decade? Daz, what do you have for us, sir?
So initially I had this ideogram here, which was had a spiraling downwards motion to it. Felt here in this interpretation of it that had two movements. It starts off here with less of a spiral. It moves downwards, but less of a spiral downwards, and then it hits a point sometime in the future which it will massively spiral down. Then it's gonna like bump on the bottom, and as it bumps, it's gonna have this little hiccup thing, and then it will slightly recover and stuff. And the weird thing is, like, I had having this this feeling a bit like a heart attack. So it's almost like it stops dead, and then it's almost like someone does the electric paddles on it and kick starts it, kind of thing, into a new rhythm. And then I kept seeing these people shaking hands, making a handshake, and it felt very corporate because they were all in business suits. So it was men in business suits doing some kind of deal, sat around a large table. I had about 20 of them, so there were lots of men, and almost felt presidential. I had that kind of very influential business suited type people, lots of paperwork, lots of discussions and debate, and it feels like a deal or a negotiation, and these were leader people, and it's captured on film as well, almost like signing a document kind of moment that's put into the press. So that's it for me, I'm afraid. Not very not
positive.
Very positive at all.
Here's my question, and I guess my thoughts on this, Daz. I mean, it's negative and it can be scary depending on the lens you put on, but given the tasking, do you think this is representative of a larger global event, or do you think this is maybe just the silver community experiencing a hardship related to silver itself?
I would say it feels like a larger global event or series of events, because I had that real depression feel about it, people not being able to get their money out.
Okay. Thanks for the scary news, Daz.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Edward, who never has anything scary to say.
All right, this was my first thing here, was the ding, 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 ding. And they're in session and ready to begin. And it was like a trading session there. And I had to ask, because it felt weird. That is just business as usual going on, is what I pondered. And there was a lot of selling going on. Sell, sell, sell in this session. Well, what does that even mean now? People are selling their positions on something, and they are moving their money. But why? I had to wonder. It was like a coordinated event or a market move. So I had to check that out. What do I mean by a market move? A domination move to shake confidence. A heavy swing, a big wave. This should have been an AOL or Coinbase.com. Mm-hmm. And there's the newsman, and he's showing some red downward movement. The newsman tells the story, and there's a little story in my drawing if anyone has the eyes to see it. A market is turning and a ship is burning. Money is being pulled out of something to be placed into something else, and I wanted to know why. There was something missing. Documents, files. This was from a dream that I had. There's a woman who has a box of documents and files. She's walking into a stairwell, an office building. Well, what's the significance of the documents, though? Something is falling. It won't be destroyed. It makes its way out, but it will be felt all the way down, and there will be pain. November, the month to remember. I see smoke and fire. This feels post-election several days, and it may last for several days. The financial markets feel like there is a scramble, a reaction, fear. But why? A flip takes place. It's turbulent. The woman with the box of documents, there is a preparation for it. Then I see Dark Brandon. Listen, Jack. But what happened to Joe? Poor kid's on the rocks. Give him life support and send in the clowns.
Interesting. Thanks, Edward. All right, Dick, let's see where you're bringing us.
Okay, let's see how mine fits in with this. Get an oddly shaped table, like oval. Roll up your sleeves type meeting, a working group, decision time, crunching numbers, reading charts. And the term open market committee comes to me, and I think there is an open market committee. We'll ask Marty about that when we get to it. The Federal Reserve or something. This is where they roll up their sleeves and make hard decisions. So there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 or 8 people. Events in Europe trigger this. There's some emergency act or reaction that can be triggered. There's an obscure rule invoked to deal with a black swan event. Some action that expands powers is invoked. And I did an ideogram and probed it like the president, the Fed chair, European allies. And I kept getting the feeling this is precipitated by Europe. And now's where I see the silver and gold coins. And I get the idea they're going to become worth more, but they're going to be difficult to trade. And then this one, I bilocated and I saw blood gushing out of somebody's mouth. Somebody I should probably recognize, but I just was looking at all the blood. I think it might be an assassination. This is sudden and unexpected. It's a big event. Carpet bomb response, fallen hero.
You've seen our private site yet? It is futureforecastinggroup.com, and it is so full of esoteric, mind-blowing, life-changing information. You can check it out at futureforecastinggroup.com.
All right, Nyiam.
I see a barbecue. This is not bring your friends over barbecue. This is like the little barbecue that you fold out when there's like an emergency barbecue. Like shortage, savor, store, like being frugal. That's the sense here. So, cooking up some beans and some things on a little tiny grill type thing here. I see a faucet, and the sense I get here is like skyrocketing hydro, all-time high, rising costs, sanctions, restrictions. Something about, maybe they'll even put something about filtration, credits. I get the sense of like tap out. Sometimes I get those little joke phrases, kind of like capital bankrupt, bailout, money run. So that's like Daz had people trying to get money out. Dick had ATM problems. I get the sense of a money run too. Like maybe there's gonna be a bailout involved.
When you say capital, you mean capital is in money, or are you saying like the capital is bankrupt?
It could go either way.
Either way. Okay.
Because I get this, like I get like on deposit, and then I get the phrase like we're all out. Like so, and I get the sense that the Federal Reserve is involved. Degradation in promissory notes. So maybe that's some kind of devaluation. I mean, Edward had something's missing, something's not there. Maybe it'll be revealed that they don't have what's on deposit or something like that.